Hey everybody, welcome to our new video. Give us that like, that share, that subscribe. We're going to be talking a little bit about Marvel Legends. We're going to be talking about the six-figure wave, the exclusives, and then we will talk about the X-Force 2-pack that was also announced today, and then we will kind of go through the tentative schedule for the podcasts on the podcast channel and the videos on the channel. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching, and let's get started with this particular video. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Hasbro Pulse fan stream that happened today. Now, if you are a Gamerverse fan, if you are a fan of Insomniac Games Spider-Man 2, and you've been wanting to see more figures based on that particular game, you are in luck. If you want to see more exclusives from the first game, you're in luck. If you want to see an X-Force set of figures that haven't been done in 15 years, you're also in luck. It was a big stream today, but primarily focused on Spider-Man from Insomniac Games. So we'll start. I'm not going to go in the exact order that they went, so if you want to check out their stream after you watch my recap, or if you want to watch their stream and talk about it, they did have a lot of the figures from the Insomniac Games Spider-Verse. They also Dwight also had a Venom shirt on, so that's kind of a bit of a tease for later. So they to kind of show what they had, it is got the two suits. I believe this is from the Demo Goblin wave that they had, where it was the speed suit and then the Ends of the Earth suit from the game. They did not show the spider armor that was on the retro card in 2021 that is very much based on the game, not on the comics. They also had the 2023 single releases of Miles and Peter. The Peter one was one that was controversial at the time because of the lack of hand accessories with that one. And then you had the 2-pack that was, I believe it was a GameStop exclusive with Mr. Negative and the Inner Demons as a kind of a troop builder. So definitely check. So they had all those splayed out. So it kind of gave you like what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to go through the 6-figure wave that they announced, and then they had 3 that were single card releases, that are 2 of which are going to be exclusives. The other is going to be, I believe, just kind of a mainline fan channel wave. So let's talk a little bit about the 6 figures in the wave. I'm not going to go in the same order as them. Again, I'm going to go in order of things that I'm excited about versus things that I'm not. Now, if you have played the Spider-Man 2 video game, particularly, because these are all from the second game, they had didn't have as many suits, alternate suits, as the first PS4 game that had just Peter. In the second game, they had a lot of Miles suits, and then they had a lot of Peter suits. And here, if you're a Miles fan, you got 3 alternate versions of Miles Morales. The first is his classic suit, but in a color scheme that's closer to Peter's. I don't think I ever played with this version of that suit. It looks cool. It's kind of a unique thing. I think this allowed them to kind of experiment with stuff, truthfully, instead of doing the same figures over and over again. Because Dwight and them were kind of talking about how they really were enjoying this. This comes with the full array of hands, so I want to say that clearly. It comes with the fist hands as well as the wall-crawling hands. The fist hands for this figure have the electric effects on them, so, because Miles has those electric powers, and then you have the thwip hands as well. So next up, we'll talk about, speaking of Miles, the Bakura suit. Now, this is a suit that was in the Miles Morales game on PS4, PS5. That was kind of the tweener game that took place between the two games. And this is also a suit that if you did the Brooklyn Visions Academy missions that they end up giving Miles in the second game, using the newer articulation scheme, a lot of people like this suit. The only thing I would have is that you have the sculpted lines on it, on like his mask and stuff, but it's like just the sculpted lines and there's no red to it. Kind of interesting. Another one that was kind of like baffling to me because it's a unique design. So I'm not gonna say it's just not something that I was like, oh yeah, I definitely need this design. It is the 2099 Brooklyn suit. Now this is a all new sculpt, and for whatever reason, this is one that they were like really kind of hyping up a little bit. And they were all hyping up all these. I'm not saying that they were hyping up one more than the other, but because it was an all new sculpt, I think they were kind of just showing everybody that this is like a unique thing. It looks kind of cool. There's a lot of intricate sculpting to it. There's a lot of intricate paint apps that it can be applied to it. It's also got a very glossy finish, like on the helmet and the upper torso. Again, not one that I'm like super jonesing for on these 3 Mile suits. The other one that was a little baffling to me, and I'm not gonna lie, is a Peter suit, and it is I like the color scheme. I think the color scheme is pretty. I just never, again, these are color schemes that I'm like, why are we doing this? It's the Anti-Venom version of Peter's suit that happens towards the end of the game, but it's not in the Anti-Venom colors. It is Anti-Venom, but blue and silver. So if you like those colors, I think it looks cool, but definitely one of those that I'm like, if this was the Anti-Venom suit, I ain't got to been like, okay. I would have loved to see the Anti-Ox suit. There's some other suits that I think could have been put out there that just weren't, and it's just kind of baffling to me. But yeah, so that's like my least favorite Peter suit. The other Peter suit, though, chef's kiss, god tier, S tier suit. But I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. I'm going to talk about Black Cat first. So for those that have been wanting a Black Cat based on Insomniac Games designs, you finally get one based on the second game, particularly the... I think the face sculpt looks really good. I think the ponytail, being able to kind of move it around, makes it look even better. I am down for all of this. The Wanda Watum, I think, looks great, even though that's technically reused, but they did it in like a translucent plastic with some good paint apps on it. Some people will say, oh, she doesn't come with a full array of hands. It's fine. It's fine. Like, this is one of those I'm like, okay, I get it. It's not as essential for posing as, say, a Peter Parker suit. The fact that we get alternate hands, I think, is great. They could have not done that. So, to be honest, I really like this version of Black Cat's costume. It is not, it's sexy as like her other previous iterations. So, to me, it's more utilitarian, but also has that quality to it, in my opinion. Here in the box art, they actually kind of base it like on like menus from, I believe, more so the first game than the second game. But they kind of had some fun with the design of like all the figures in the wave on the back of the box art. So yeah, for the most part, love this Black Cat. But to me, the S tier figure of the entire wave, the figure I think a lot of us wanted to see, is the black suit. Now, they could have just phoned it in and did some paint apps and stuff like that, but this is a completely new, intricate sculpt. It has that inky presence that definitely is from the game. Now, if we're going to do like variants of like different suits, give me the variant of the classic black suit with like the inkiness from the cartoon. Yes, please. I'm just saying. To me, that looks really good. But yeah, this is a really good looking suit. Also comes with like a tendril effect. That's like also black, but also can be like him web slinging. Highly articulated. Got the new articulation scheme. It just looks really, really good. Got the reverse ab crunch, all pinless arms and legs. And the head sculpt looks great. Everything about this figure is like, yes, please. I think this figure, in terms of like being listed out there, going to probably sell out quicker than any of the other figures because of that. So, when is this going to be up for pre-order? It will be up for pre-order next Tuesday, as of this recording. It will be across your fan channels. It'll be a mainline wave. So Going to be up for pre-order at 1 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday the 25th. And so, yeah. So we'll talk now about the exclusives. I'll talk about the elephant in the room, so to speak. I think in years past, this might have been a Build-A-Figure in this same wave, but instead we're getting Deluxe figure. But I think it's good that we're getting it as a Deluxe figure because this thing is huge. Just to get the scale right, this is a 10.5-inch tall Venom figure, and it is the Venom from the game. And I think they got the bulk right. It looks like they got the bulk right. It looks like they got the scale right. They even have like a detachable slime that can be in like the open mouth tongue from. So kind of cool. I wonder if that fits into other like slimy tongue figures. Does come with a kind of grinning version of the sculpt. Does come with alternate set of fist hands as well as like a kind of clawing tendril thing that you can wrap your standard 6-inch figures in from the game. They actually had some really cool hero shots that they did. Looks really good. This has got the box art on the back is based on the, I believe, art from the game. And this is going to be a mainline and fan channel figure. So it's going to be available pretty much in most of your toy retailers, I believe. I think this may end up being like Target as well as Walmart too. So if you want to wait on it, you can certainly do that. They didn't really say that for particular, but I think when they say mainline, I think that's like Walmart, Target, and then like all the online retailers. So the pre-order for that is going to be on Thursday of next week at 1 p.m. Eastern time. All right, so that's the Spider-Man 2 stuff. Spider-Man from the first game, though, did get some love. If you are a fan of the Kingpin from the first game, he is going to be an Amazon exclusive. Pre-order will be in March, sometime next month, and he is based on the Joe Fixit body, so I don't know how that scale compares to the other Kingpins that have been released. There have been technically 2 other Kingpins. They had the retro card Kingpin with the ascot, and then they had the Build-A-Figure Kingpin, which was more in the white suit, but more like a Daredevil version. This is definitely all black, so if you've been looking forward to a black Kingpin, suited Kingpin, not to be confused with Michael Clark Duncan from the first Daredevil movie, this is the figure for you. Available on Amazon. They did not give us a date, but sometime in the month of March. Speaking of the month of March, we've already talked about previously the 77 figure that's going to be part of the Walmart Fan Collector Con that they do in March of every year. They did announce another figure for it, which is based on the Ghost Spider. He is from the first game. If you remember playing the first game, he's one of the collectible alternate skins. And Spirit Spider is what it's not Ghost Spider, because Ghost Spider is Gwen, Spirit Spider, the Spider of Vengeance, got the full array of hands, and the body is reused. I believe it's the same Spider-Man body. Maybe the Sunfire body, it looks like. I'll have to double check on that. But the spider on the chest and the back, they said is sculpted in, so kind of got a unique thing. Going to be only at Walmart March pre-order. And so those 2 are from the first game. The rest are from the second game, except for maybe that Miles Morales one that's from the Miles Morales game. But yeah, that is the figures that were announced today that were Spider-Man related. And I will discuss briefly the Warpath X-23. Now, I believe this may have been a 2-pack, and I think they said this on the stream, that was released back in 2010. So before the return of Marvel Legends. Yeah, so you got Warpath, which is a bit of reuse from the previous Warpath figure, but repainted, and then you have an all-new X-23 sculpt, and I think this is going to be the hero figure of this 2-pack, where it's got new articulation, apparently teenage girl articulation, so for those of us that are looking for, like, maybe an Aranya, maybe a Mayday Parker Spider-Girl. This may be more closer to the articulation scheme that you may be looking for. So it's another female articulation scheme. Comes with all the necessary extra hands. Comes with the alternate head swap where she's got the mask on, and then where she's also got, like, gritted teeth. Some people are going to potentially like that. They did also talk a little bit about the end of the stream. They always do a tease, which was a giant missile. Maybe it's a Maximum Series Deadpool that's been rumored quite a bit. They said they're going to do they'll be at the fan event on the 1st of March at New York Toy Fair, which takes place next weekend. So we'll see what happens. To me, I want Cat, I want the black suit, and Venom and Kingpin. Those are the ones that I personally am looking forward to. What are you looking forward to? Let me know in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching all the way through, we really do appreciate it. Just to give you a heads up as to our programming here on the channel, considering that this is another extra video that I wasn't expecting to have to make this week, but I thought I was just going to make some YouTube shorts, but then it became a bigger deal. So if you checked us out via shorts, welcome to the mainline videos. So to give you kind of a timeline of releases on Spidey-Dude.com next week. Starting on Sunday, we will have the next episode of the Salbucem Era podcast, tentatively scheduled. Now, this is all subject to change, of course, but this is the schedule that we're trying to hammer out. We have Monday and Tuesday, I will be doing audio releases of the audio editions for Spideydude Experience. Wednesday, I will be live on both the Spideydude Radio Network YouTube channel as well as the Comic Binge. I am back on for the Spider-Man Council, where we're talking about the Ultimate Spider-Man series that started this last year. Gonna, I think, talk about the first 13 issues about that series. And then we're going to be talking, speaking of that series, the next day we're going to be talking about issue 14. And then that night, from Thursday into Friday, nightfall hits, and it is Voices from the Eyrie, returning from its brief hiatus from the holidays. And I'm looking forward to listening to that episode. So Spidey fans, stay tuned on that. And then, so next week, I'll also probably produce a video talking about your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But yeah, and patrons will probably get to see that first on our Patreon at patreon.com/Spideydude Network. Speaking of, you see them up on the screen. We want to thank our patrons as always. Thank you guys for your support over on our Patreon page. They get exclusive stuff over on the Patreon page. So join today. You can join for free. There's going to be some freebies being put out there on the Patreon page. And speaking of communities, though, join our Discord. Go find us on the Discord page. We really do appreciate it. Let us know what you think, coming very soon. So next month, we will be wrapping up the month of March. We'll be wrapping up ASM's 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. And we'll be continuing and chugging along on the Spectacular Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man. So stay tuned for more. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time here on the Spideydude Radio Network's YouTube channel. I'm Zach Joyner, your friendly neighborhood webmaster, and we'll see you next time.